Is your goat got ink? Hi, my name is Joshua Sayler, and this is Oreo. I'm a senior member of the Feathers and Hairs 4-H Club. This is my 6th year in 4-H and my 2nd year in the Goat Project. In my demonstration titled, Got Ink, I will be explaining and demonstrating to you the reason behind why goats are tattooed and the steps to properly tattoo your goat. Goats are required to be identified either by a tattoo, plastic or metal ear tag, for it leaves the property that it was born on. Why do goats need to be permanently identified? Well, there are two reasons. First, a goat has a permanent form of identification that you could use to prove that an animal belongs to you if you should need to do so. And secondly, the National Scabies Eradication Program is a mandatory program that went into effect in 2001 with the goal of eradicating the disease called scrapie. So far, the program has eliminated 85% of scrapie in the U.S. Scrapie is a contagious, fatal disease that affects the brain and central nervous system of sheep and goats. And both federal and Washington regulations require that the majority of sheep and goats that enter commerce be identified with the National Scabies Eradication Program. This includes goats who are sold or change ownership, goats who attend shows or exhibits, and goats who are going to slaughter. The exception to this rule would be if your goat is under 18 months of age and is going directly to slaughter, or if your goat does not live with sheep and will never leave the property that it was born on. Our family raises dairy goats and fat goats, so we have decided not to place metal or plastic ear tags such as this in our goat's ears, as it is a distraction from the goat's appearance in the show ring and could get caught on branches while packing. So tattoos are a great alternative to ear tags. How do you know what tattoo to place in your goat's ear? You can apply for a Scrapie flock identification number through your state USDA veterinary service, which is placed in your goat's right ear, and in your goat's left ear is a goat's individual animal ID number. If you have a goat registered with the American Dairy Goat Association, also known as AGA, you are allowed a 4-letter or digit number. This is our family's farm ID of S3JF, which stands for Sayler's Triple J Farm. Each year, AGA assigns a letter to represent each year. For 2020, AGA has assigned the letter M. When we tattooed the first kid born on our farm, we tattooed in a tier M1. Now let's talk about the equipment you will need to tattoo your goat. This plier set has a positive ear release which lifts the needles to prevent scratching or blurring. Tattoo digits. The pliers use 5/16 of an inch tattoo digits, which are used to pierce the ears for the tattoos. A washcloth, which is used to clear away debris. Alcohol wipes, which is used to disinfect. Dish soap, which is used to clean your equipment. Tattoo ink. It comes in either black or green. I prefer to use green because it is easier to see. Disposable gloves to protect your hands because it is very permanent. And a toothbrush to rub in the ink into the piercings, or you can just use your finger. Now we are ready to begin. First, secure your goat with a halter or collar and a lead rope. You will need 1 to 2 people, depending on the size of your goat. For Oreo, we needed 2 people to hold him still. So now we need to clean the area. Clean the ear or tail of its debris and then disinfect it. If you have a goat that does not have ears such as a La Mancha, you can tattoo either side of its tail web instead of its ears. Now we are ready to begin. Take the pliers and put the tattoo digits into the pliers, lift the bar that holds them in place, and stick the digits you will need into your pliers. Once the digits have been placed, make sure they are facing the right direction and not backwards by trying it on a piece of paper first. Because there are really no redos when it comes to tattoos. Now, put on a pair of disposable gloves to protect your hands, because tattoo ink is very permanent and gets on everything. Once your gloves are on, take a large amount of ink on your finger and smear it down the middle of your goat's ear. Make sure to place it in the middle of your goat's ear because there are two major veins that run throughout the middle of the ear. So you want to avoid those because it's more painful for the goat when you pierce them, and there's quite a bit of excessive bleeding. Now we are ready to tattoo. Take your pliers and place them in the middle of your goat's ear, and quickly and smoothly squeeze them together, then release. You need to put an additional amount of ink on. Easy to read and clean tattoo, and also they say it helps the goat feel better. Now it's time to Oreo. I'm going to show you Oreo's ear, which is tattooed. I tattooed 2 weeks ago. It is important that when you do this, to make sure that your goat is fully secured, because if your goat is not fully secured, it can be a lot more painful when they struggle. It can make big scrapes and do a lot more excessive bleeding. It takes about 3 weeks for the ink to wear off of your goat's ears. So it is important not to tattoo your goat right before a show. Your goat will have green ears and look kind of funny. It is important to clean your equipment after you tattoo your goat with dish soap and disinfect them before putting them away, because bacteria can grow on them and could cause an infection next time. And it makes your tattoo pliers last longer. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that the National Scabies Eradication Program is designed to help authorities be able to track a goat back to its origin should it test positive for the deadly disease scrapie. Permanent goat identification, such as a tattoo, is a good legal way to prove that an animal belongs to you if you should need to do so, and a good alternative to ear tags. The equipment needed is minimal and cost effective. The process of tattooing your goat is easy and can be learned by anyone willing to learn. And I obtained my information from the USDA Animal Health website and the National Institute of Animal Agriculture, and my 4-H project leaders. Thank you for listening.